Welcome to Cumbia con Sabor with Sabor Vallero. My name is Israel Coronado.
And I'm Rosie Coronado.
We are from the Rio Grande Valley of Texas, which covers an area from Brownsville to McAllen, Texas, and sometimes even Laredo. We are located in the border with Mexico and Texas. Just a little bit of history on Cumbia. Cumbia originates from Colombia and it has African influences in its music as well as in its dance. In Colombia, traditionally, the woman dances with long dresses, a candle, the men with handkerchiefs, flirting with each other. But cumbia, the dance and the music, have evolved as they have migrated through Central America and Mexico. The dance as well as the music has evolved with these migrations. Here in the northern part of Mexico, you'll find that the dance has evolved to a dance with turn patterns that are complex and there are a lot of fun to dance. So we hope you enjoyed this DVD and we'll see you on the dance floor. Okay, let's begin with our cumbia basic. Our numbers are going to be 1, 2, 3, and, or a 4. 1, 2, 3, and. We'll begin to the left, both of us together. Later on, we'll separate, and the ladies will go to one side, and we'll go to the opposite side. For now, everybody's going to begin to your left. We're going to start with our left foot by going 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and you step, connect, step, and drag slightly behind you, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and
And
pulse.
when you do that, your body slightly angles diagonally.
Make sure you pulse on these odd numbers as well. On the 1, 3, and 1, 3, and pulse, pulse, and pulse, pulse, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and show you the back view of this. Okay? So, once again, we'll begin to our left, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and
Notice
1,
how our
2,
foot
3, and.
is like turning on a match, sliding back. The whole foot is on the floor and it extends back. Extends back. Notice that I'm not sending my whole leg back. It's from the knee and below.
Also avoid lifting your knee all the way up and going right into the step. Drag and come back as if a plane is landing on an airfield. Pulse and angle your body slightly. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1.
Do not
2,
engage your
3.
hips. Do not do this. Okay? You want to go into it and then the other side.
Okay. And that concludes our basic. Let's move on to our advancing basic. Here in cumbia, we're going to be chasing the lady in a counterclockwise motion. But first of all, we'll show you how this basic works by itself, advancing with our cumbia step.
Remember, we're going to continue doing 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and.
Here we go. We're going to go and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and you pulse, gather, pulse, and gather, but always with a slide. Let's go ahead and take it back. And 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and
Notice that
1.
we're going in a diagonal
And
position again, taking it
And 1.
at an angle.
And 1. Once again, forward. 1, 2, 3. Pulse it on 1, 3, and 1, 3, and 1, Take it back.
Remember, we always keep our feet on the ground.
Great. Let's show this how this would work in a circular motion now. The gentleman chases the lady as they're facing each other.
And ladies, you're going to take it back when he's coming forward.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 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 stop. This is how advancing basic works when you dance in a big dance hall. Cumbia dancing usually occurs advancing throughout the whole dance floor counterclockwise. The gentleman, once again, chasing a lady with this basic. And this is our advancing basic. The next footwork for our basics is going to be our forward and back basic. Here, the lady and the gentleman get away from each other and come back into each other while they're doing their basic. I will begin by showing the gentleman's part, and Rosie will follow by doing the lady's part. So, gentlemen, you start off with your basic. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and as you step with your left, you go ahead and aim your left foot going backward on 1, 2, 3, and drag and pulse back forward on the next one. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. You can continue by doing a basic. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Once again, back and forward. Back and forward. Basic to the side. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and.
Okay, ladies, our basic looks similar to the gentleman's, but we begin with our right foot. So let's start the ladies' basic to the side. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and. We're going to take it back with our right. 1, 2, 3, and forward. 1, 2, 3, and. Notice that we gather our right foot. Take it back again. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Let's continue with our basic. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. Take it back. And 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and gather. Now we're both going to demonstrate it.
The way this works, once again, is by going away and back into each other. Starting from a basic. 1, 2, 3, and 1. Here we go away from each other on 1, 2, 3, and notice how we're not connecting yet with our arms. We just want you to understand how this footwork works. And 1, 2, 3, and back to our basic. And 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and.
This concludes our forward and back basic.
The next cumbia footwork is the cumbia stomp. The cumbia stomp is mainly used by the gentleman as he turns the lady, but the ladies will also use it later on in our intermediate series. So we'll begin by doing a basic. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and here comes our stomp. 1, 2, 3, 4. What I want you to do is count the number of stomps you do and not the count of the timing. 1, 2, 3, and. Once again, 1, 2, 3, and 1. Stomp here 4 times. 2, 3, 4. When you finish your last stomp, you're going to switch your weight to your left foot or to the foot that did the stomp and continue your basic to the opposite side by going 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1. Let's do the stomp 4 times. 1, 2, 3. Continue with your basic and 1, 2, 3, and 1. Let's stomp on this side.
Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change the weight. Basic. And.
Stomp again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and show the back view. So let's begin by going to our basic on 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and stomp right here 4 times. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 1. Let's stomp over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and stomp again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. That is our cumbia stomp.
Now we're going to move on to the cumbia pedal turn footwork. We're going to demonstrate a couple, and then we're going to break it down. So here we go. And 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and here we go. And 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Now, ladies, I'm going to break down your positioning.
Gentlemen, the same technique that the lady uses to turn is very similar to what we're going to use to turn without the hip styling. But go ahead and prep as well. Just sit more downward on your hip and not outward on your hip.
And ladies, you're going to bend your knee, keeping your hip out above your ankle. You want to have it aligned to your ankle. With the right foot, you're going to use it to push off. And remember, you do not want to push up. You want to push away, okay? So right here, you twist your foot to the right. Your hips, your shoulders, and your arms are going to follow that position. And then you're going to throw yourself around for a 360 turn, a full complete turn.
Make sure that you maintain your weight on your left foot at this time. Do not switch to your right foot. Keep your weight on your left foot.
So here we go. And go. Notice that I did the full turn and landed in the same spot that I began. Once again, prepare and turn. Okay. Now we're going to try it with a basic. So here we go. And 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Get ready. Prepare and land. On this turn, you do not take it back. Instead, you twist your right foot so that you can prepare for the turn. Let me show that one more time. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and here we go. Prepare and turn. Basic, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3.
To continue your basic, make sure that once you finish the turn, you put your weight on your right foot and continue to the left. Okay, let's show the back view now. Once again, one basic.
1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and here we go. Prepare, land, change the weight. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and here we go again. Prepare and turn, and 1, 2, 3, and.
And that is our cumbia pedal turn. Okay, before we can partner up, we're going to be doing the connection drill. Here we'll show you different resistance levels that will be needed as we partner up before we begin turning the lady. So, what we're going to do first is a mirror drill. Pretend there's a mirror and the lady is your mirror. Now, notice how there's a gap between our hands. I am not pushing into her and she's not pushing into me. This is what we call a zero resistance level. If I try to move her hands anywhere, I can't. Now, if I was to push into this mirror with a 10 resistance level, pulling all my strength into it, I would still have a very difficult time trying to guide her hands in any direction. What we're going to do instead is we're going to create a range between a 3 and a 7, not a 0 and not a 10. Where now, as I push her, she pushes back in the exact same strength. So that if I want to push her hands up, she follows. If I want to go down on the side, she follows. If I want to go up or down, she follows as well. And this is how we do the mirror. That's not the only resistance we'll be using. We also use a pulling drill. What we're going to do is I want you to pull slightly. Now go all the way to that 10 resistance level. Same thing, it's very difficult to kind of handle her hands. Now if I have no resistance or she has no resistance, I can easily lose her hands as well. Okay?
Now, one thing that is very important is your position. He's using his 2 middle fingers, and ladies, so are you, so that you can have the best grip at all times.
Gentlemen, avoid using your thumbs. This can really hurt the lady. Ladies, same thing. Do not grab onto the gentleman's fingers. Okay? If this happens and he's turning you, you can really hurt the gentleman. So, what I want you to do now is have a combination between the mirror and the pull. With the right hand, gentleman, and lady's left hand, do the mirror. And with the gentleman's left hand and the lady's right hand, do the pull. I want you to pull with a 3 and push with a 3. So that means that the lady has to push equally with a 3 and pull with a 3.
So I'm doing the opposite as far as if he pulls me, I push. If he pushes me, I pull.
That's our resistance, right? If you tell her, come over here, she says, no. And if I say, go over there, she says, no. Let's switch. Pull with the right, gentleman, and push with the left. Same thing. Good. Now, let's go ahead and move on to our pulling. I want you to try something for me. As she's standing away from you, notice how my arms are going to go ahead and pull her into me by extending my arms outward and not doing this by moving my elbows backward.
Same thing for you, ladies. You do not want to keep your elbows in next to your body. You want to relax them and then have the resistance required when he starts to pull.
Notice how I'm stretching my back straight. Okay, guys? This will be used later on in this video. Okay? Let's go on to our closed position. Our closed position involves the gentleman's right arm going behind that lady. Now, make sure, gentlemen, that you don't go too high up or too low, because this might be uncomfortable for the lady, especially when you start guiding her. You have better support on her frame right at the level of the palate. Ladies, notice her position on their arm is connecting at every point on the left arm. She's giving me resistance going downward. As I go up with my elbow, she goes downward. Okay? The last part you want to connect is your left arm. Once again, notice that my hand position is the two middle fingers, and hers is as well. And this is our frame that allows me to guide her around the dance floor. Okay? If I want her to move into me, I push her into me and she follows. But she doesn't do this because she has to push away slightly. If I want her to go to the right, I pull her, but she pushes into my arm. Okay? And those are some of the drills that you can do with your partner prior to starting the partnering combinations. Now let's go ahead and partner ourselves up and do our side-to-side basic but with each other. Here we go. Let's go ahead and go into our closed position. Once again, remember, gentlemen, place your right hand on the lady's palate. As ladies,
Place your whole arm on his arm.
okay, so as you're holding with your left hand, remember, gentlemen, do not use your whole hand. Use the middle fingers
Ladies, do the same.
and don't use thumbs. And let's go ahead and begin our basic. Gentlemen, you will initiate your basic to your left. Ladies,
To the right.
here we go. And 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and as you do your basic, notice our bodies angling slightly into each other. And 1, 2, 3.
Keep
and
the whole foot on the floor and slide it back. Drag it back. Remember, do not send the whole leg back. Do not pick it up extremely high. For now, just from the knee and below.
You should be able to hear a slight shh, shh, as you drag your right foot or your left foot on that end. 2, 3, shh. 1, 2, 3, shh. Let's continue. I'm going to give you a back view for the gentleman here. 2, 3, and go. Pulse on the 1 and pulse on the 3. That's very important as you do your cumbia basic. You pulse on 1, 3, and 1, 3, and no, 3.
Ladies view, same thing. Side and side. Side. 1, 2, 3. Slide it back. 1, 2, 3.
And 1, 2, 3. As you do your basic, remember what I said earlier. You're going to be doing cumbia, if you're doing your basic, advancing in a circle counterclockwise in the dance floor. So we're going to give you an idea as how this looks. And advance, advance. You guide as you initiate your basic to the side, angling your foot slightly forward, gentlemen, and ladies, slightly back.
So angle back and angle back. Alternating left and right. Starting with the right.
And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can reverse this, gentlemen. You can go ahead and go back, back.
Now,
But
ladies, you're going forward.
you want to be careful here, gentlemen, as you're dancing backwards, because you have to keep an eye out so make sure you don't crash into somebody else. Okay? And that concludes our advancing basic and our side-to-side basic. Before we move forward, let's discuss a topic that is extremely important. Hand positioning in cumbia is very important. You might think, well, let me just hold her hands however. But if you use a certain technique, you might be more effective at leading and following some of these concepts. I want you to think of Spider-Man. Or go Longhorns, whichever one you prefer. But the two middle fingers should be curved down, and these outer fingers should be out here. Gentlemen, your hands, let's go ahead and as you can see closely here, your hands should be facing up. And ladies' hands should be fitting by placing sideways down. Okay, it should be comfortable. Gentlemen, avoid turning your wrist inward. For this might be a little bit uncomfortable for the lady because you might be turning her wrist inward and her arm starts to twist. Also, don't go out here. That's uncomfortable for you.
And
I
same
want you to
thing,
be
ladies,
relaxed.
do not do the same thing for him. Do not twist his fingers down. Do not twist them out. And most importantly, do not squeeze.
The gentleman should be able to let go or come back into your hand, ladies, as he wishes.
But there's always resistance.
Gentlemen, do not use your thumbs. Using your thumbs can hurt the lady as you turn her, okay? Just use this resistance. As you pull back, she pulls in the opposite direction.
So I'm pulling towards myself.
I'm pulling towards me. If I push her, she pushes.
I push him.
But notice how I am not using my thumbs, and neither is she, okay? The other hand, same thing, okay? I'm pulling, she pulls. I'm pushing, she pushes. If we can get close here, as you do a turn for the lady, as we'll show later on, notice how my palm is facing directly down. When I give her the turn,
Ladies, you just keep your hand cuffed.
and I can relax back down. This allows less friction than if I was to have my whole hand trying to turn her and moving her around. By keeping just the middle fingers, you can rotate your palms straight down, gentlemen, and guide her around. You can stop her, and connect, and let go as you wish.
And notice that at that point, the back of part of my hand, the opposite side of my thumb, is pointing up.
Kind of like a thumbs down, ladies. Okay? Do not grab onto the fingers on the guy here. The guy should be able to do this at any time he wishes. Okay? And you can continue and come back. Ladies, you should always have your hands above your waist level so the guy can come in, grab, let go. Gentlemen, the same thing. Do not have them far down below your waist level because it will be very difficult for you to come back up and hold. And that's good for our hand positionings. That concludes our hand position portion. Let's move on to our forward and back basic. So, if we begin from a closed position, remember our forward and back is when we get away from each other, but it's kind of hard to do that from a closed position. Let's start with a regular basic, side to side. In order to get to a good hand position, an open position, to be able to do the forward and back basic, gentlemen, all you have to do is slide your hands straight down. Avoid moving away from the lady. In other words, moving away like this from the lady.
Do not do that.
Once again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Start sliding it down.
And notice, ladies, you had connection at all time until your hand met his hand.
Now, in order to do this whole position, make sure that the gentleman's palms are facing upward or into him slightly, but mainly upward. And ladies,
Yours are facing down
okay?
or sideways.
So, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. To initiate the forward and back basic, gentlemen, with your right hand, push the lady slightly back. 1, 2, 3, and bring her back with your left hand on 1, 2, 3, and once again, 1, 2, 3, and pull her back 3, and. Okay, so let's do it this side so you can see how I'm pushing with my right hand. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. Push the lady, push her, bring her back 2, 3. Push her, bring her back 2, 3.
And
Right here, gentlemen, you're pushing with the back part of your fingers into her. Make sure that your left hand allows to extend slightly, not locking,
do not overextend or hyperextend.
and do not keep it next to you.
Same thing for the ladies. Do not do that.
But allow it to extend and allow it to recoil back so that lady can come back into you. Push the lady.
So ladies, make sure
back.
that you do have the same resistance with this other hand. Do not let it go all the way back.
Create a wall, ladies, here in the center so the gentleman can push you and guide you back. Okay? Let me show the back view for the gentleman. You'll be going 1, 2, 3, into the lady. 2, 3. Away from the lady, into the lady. Ladies, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Take it back. 1, 2, 3, and forward. And you can feel him pushing you back, and you can feel him pushing you forward, ladies. It feels like a little rubber band at the end, and then he pulls back in.
1, 2, 3. And to get back to your basic, just simply don't push your back anymore, gentlemen. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Initiate away.
As you can see, he initiates as he goes to
the left. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that is our forward and back basic. Now that you have mastered the cumbia forward and back basic, there's variations that you can use to change the step a little bit. And we're going to show you one of them. We call it the cumbia butt. That's where you hit yourself with the butt as you finish your basic. And this is how we go. We're going to start into it by going 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and do the push the lady away from you and into you. Notice how here we're holding gentleman's left hand, lady's right arm. Okay? Let's switch now and do the same thing. Push the lady away, bring her into you. Notice how our hips are closer on the gentleman's right hand and on the lady's left arm. So, as you push her into you, gentlemen, you can hit her, bring her back. Keeping the same basic.
So nothing changes. 1, 2, 3, slide. 1, 2, 3, slide.
Hit.
And notice that here you can slide both of them back like a regular basic.
So it's like doing your regular basic opposite directions. In reality, it's to the same basic direction. You don't change anything. Because if you want to come back to your basic, you don't change a thing. 1, 2, 3.
So here we're facing each other.
1, 2, 3.
Here we're
1,
facing
2, 3.
towards
1,
you.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that is our cumbia butt. Now that we have covered our basic side to side, our basic forward and back, we're ready to go on to a concept that is extremely important in cumbia, and that is our cumbia pull slash cumbia walk. Here, the gentleman guides the lady around him to go to the other side with a lot of resistance to switch positions. Now, in order to do this, this is what it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and. In order to do that, we need to do a few exercises and show you the footwork first. Remember this cumbia, the pull that we did for our resistance, bringing the lady into us? That is the kind of resistance you're going to need to do this pull. Even though I'm pulling her to my right, at no point am I pulling her with both arms going to my right. Nor am I going like a torero over to the side only with my right hand. Okay? What I want you to do is pull the lady into you as she walks around you. Okay? So, what we're going to do, I want you to pull the lady into you and have her walk around you in a circle.
I don't know if you remember this game that we used to do.
A long time ago, the merry-go-round. Okay, so the gentleman is standing in the center of the circle, and the lady is orbiting around him.
And notice that my arms are extended to the sides, just like his.
You should feel your back with a lot of tension, guys. Okay? Gentlemen, your footwork in this case is going to be this, from a basic. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and. The cumbia pull initiates as you step with your right foot. Bring it slightly back, step, center, step, drag. Continue your basic 180 degrees opposite from where you started your basic. And basic cumbia pull, step, 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 and basic, and basic, and basic cumbia pull. Extend your arms backward as you pull her into you. You turning in place, and basic, and basic. Ladies.
Ladies, as you're doing your basic, you're going to take it to the side. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and. As soon as you do your and, you're going to be pulled by the gentleman to the other side. So you're going to start with your left leg, step left, step right, and then land with your left, and then take it back for the sweep. And then to the side. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and left, right, left, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and here we go. Cumbia walk, 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 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Last time, and walk, walk, walk.
Let's put it together. Once again, holding hands, gentlemen, palms up. Ladies, palms down. Do not use your thumbs and do not use your first fingers here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and pull the lady in. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And remember, you pull the lady as you go to the right. 2, 3, and
so
1,
right here,
2.
ladies, as soon as you finish your last sweep, you're going to feel him pull you forward and step, land, back.
1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3.
Sweep.
1, 2, 3. Pull the lady, 2, 3, and you can continue a basic, and that concludes our cumbia pull. Now that you've mastered the cumbia pull using both hands, let's challenge ourselves once with our left hand now. We're going to pull the lady only using our left hand. Be very careful when doing this because I don't want you to think, gentlemen, that you're going to pull her to your right side. okay? By going here. That's not how you're gonna do this. Remember the concept we use here. We wanna pull her into us. Same thing here. You wanna pull her into you. So what I want you to do now is pull the lady into you. Once again, pull her into you. If you see it on this side, pull her into you. Do not just use your elbow and bring your hand up. Use that concept of pulling back, but only with the left hand. So, if we start with our basic, and basic. 1, 2, 3, and right here you pull her to the other side. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Pull her into you. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Ladies, make sure that you give the gentleman enough resistance so he can pull you across with only one hand. And 1, 2, 3. As you go to the right, gentlemen, pull the lady. That doesn't change. The concept of the cumbia pull is still as you go to the right, gentlemen, and ladies, as you go to the left, you do the cumbia walk.
So ladies, make sure you're ready for this because you're not going to have any help from the other hand. And
1, 2, 3, and 1,
here
2,
we go.
3.
Notice that as he pulls, I lean back just enough so that we're using our resistance to our advantage. So once again.
Because the ladies, depending on you guys here, do not use only one finger, okay? Use the middle fingers, have a good strong
Right here, left,
hold.
right, left, and then to the side.
And continue with your basic. And that is your cumbia pull using only the left hand. Alright guys, now that we've done our pull, let's start preparing ourselves to do the turns. In cumbia, in order to do the turns, you must be able to do a prep for those turns. It is very difficult for the ladies' footwork to adjust to an abrupt turn out of our basic. So it has to come after a pull and after a prep. You cannot just arbitrarily turn her on any given count. So we're going to demonstrate in all 4 angles. Here's how it looks. 1, 2, 3, you pull. 1, 2, 3, you prep. Once again. 1, 2, 3, you pull. You prep. Once again. 1, 2, 3, pull, 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 prep. And 1, 2, 3, pull, 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 prep. Ladies.
Ladies, as you can see, I have all my weight on my left leg, and my right foot is positioned by his hands initiating the prep. So as he brings them up, instead of doing my slide to the back, I prepare instead. So let me show you after a basic. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Here comes his hands, and I prepare.
Okay, gentlemen. In order to do the cumbia pull, a good way to practice is using a stick. It can be a broomstick, any long stick that allows you to position your hands at the same distance as you will be holding the lady's hands. Something very important to do. When you do the cumbia pull, you pull her and you're ready to prep her. Make sure that both hands go at the same angle up and down. Avoid doing this motion. So if you have a stick here in front of you, you can judge that by keeping the stick parallel to the ground, by holding the hands at the same position. You go basic, pull, 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 up, prep. Make sure that the stick goes over the lady's forehead. If the lady's shorter, try not to go over your own forehead because that might be too high for her, okay? And don't go too low by keeping your hands here. Once again, do not do this and do not do that either. Go over the lady's forehead to the other side. The prep starts from your right side, on top, over to your left side. And that is how you do your prep. Here we go. Let's try it. Basic. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, pull, 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 pull. Prep the lady.
So at this point, ladies, we have to remember all the information that we gave you for our turns. All my weight is on my left. My whole foot is flat on the ground. My hip is out. My right foot is in position. It's pointing in that angle, in that direction. And he already prepared both of my hands, so I'm getting ready to turn.
Now, in order to do the turn, gentlemen, remember, you have to do a stomp. Okay? That concludes our cumbia prep. Okay guys, now that we have practiced our prep, make sure you practice your prep because it takes that technique in order to be able to turn the lady.
And also make sure you went over the footwork on the cumbia pedal turns because that is what we're going to be incorporating now with our partner.
Don't forget the cumbia stomp either, guys, because that's what we're going to be using in order to turn the lady. Here we go. Let's show you how this works. Basic and basic. Go ahead and do a cumbia pull. Pull, pull, pull. You prep, you turn, and you continue on your basic. Once again, pull, pull, pull. You prep, you turn, basic. Giving you a back angle from the lady's view. Basic. You pull, pull, pull. You prep, you turn, basic. Basic. Pull, pull, pull. You prep, you turn, basic. Here we go. Let's break this down. As you pull the lady across, pull, 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 and you've prepared her, prep. Gentlemen, your right hand is active here. At this point, you're gonna push out as if opening a door. Okay, ladies, make sure you have resistance on this hand because if not, what's gonna happen is your arm is gonna fly out and he's not gonna push you.
Ladies, this really helps you turn because you're not only getting guided by one hand, but you're getting led by both.
So, you prep the lady, push with your right hand, gentlemen. Your left hand guides the lady around. Did you hear that stomp? That is a cumbia stomp that's gonna mark every turn you do for the lady.
And I don't know if you noticed that we both land that stomp at the same time.
With our numbers, it would be 1, 2, 3. And you continue 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Prep. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Showing a back angle. Let's show the ladies turn from the back. Pull the ladies. You prep, you turn, and 1, 2, 3. Once again, I want you to notice the pulsing feeling that we have on this basic. Pulse, pulse, basic, basic, basic. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
As soon as I land, I change my weight so I can be ready to start my basic to the opposite side.
That is very true for the gentlemen as well. As you pulse, guys, change your weight, go to the right on that basic. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. In order to do the turns, remember why I said you need a pull. The cumbia pull and walk is not the only way you can get into this pulling position in order to turn her. Also from the forward and back basic, you can do this same prep. Basic, basic. You push the lady away from you, bring her into you. Push the lady away from you, and as soon as you connect the hands, notice how it's nice and big in order to let her know that this prep is coming up. You turn her, same technique on the footwork, and continue your basic. Once again, bring her in, prep, turn, basic. From the other angle, pull the lady away from you, into you, prep, turn, basic. Away from you, into you, on. 1, 2, 3, and 1,
Make
2,
sure
3.
you prepare. You need to really twist so that you can get yourself the momentum that you need to go all the way around and be ready to continue on the other side.
Guys, as you are doing this cumbia stomp in front of the lady, make sure that your weight is on your right hip and that it doesn't shift as you stomp into your left hip. Okay? You want to stop and you want to stay here. You prep the lady, prep, stay on the right hip, land, now change your weight once you are ready to continue on your basic. Make sure you prepare, make sure you pull the lady, and make sure you turn her using the cumbia stomp. That way you don't get lost in your basic. This is our cumbia one turn. Now, every time you practice and you master the next step, you want to challenge yourself. What we're going to do now is we're going to do a prep turn, but both of us turning simultaneously. Here we go. Basic. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And you pull the lady walks, you prep the lady, but at this time, gentlemen, you're also prepping yourself. As you push the lady to the right on your part, ladies to your left, you push yourself as well, gentlemen, and both of you land at the same time on 3, continuing your basic on 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So it looks like this. You prep her, both of you turn, and you land 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's explain this. You prep here to your left, gentlemen, to the ladies' right, and you push yourself off with your left foot, gentlemen. Ladies, same turn for you. The only difference is that now you don't have the gentleman's left hand to hold on to. That's why do not rely on him as he's turning you by holding on to you.
So
okay?
ladies, you need to really have your turns mastered to the point where you can just do them on your own without tipping over or without falling. Because at this point, he's letting go of both hands, and you have to complete the turn and then continue with your basic.
Gentlemen, you can also not depend on her to push you because you can throw her off balance, okay? Prep yourself, maintain your weight on your left foot, push her, land, change your weight to go on the basic. Let me show you the back view. Basic, pull the lady, you prep her, turn, basic, basic. Pull the lady, you prep her, you turn, basic, basic. Pull, pull, pull. And that is the cumbia simultaneous turn.
Thank you for purchasing Cumbia con Sabor from Sabor Vallero, Rosie Coronado.
And Israel Coronado.
We hope you've enjoyed all our steps that we've taught to you today. These are all fundamental tools that will be there so that you can increase your cumbia knowledge.
Remember, practice makes perfect, okay? Don't get discouraged. Keep practicing it. If you have a partner, that would be the best thing to practice with that partner. And go and try it out there on the dance floor. It's a lot of fun.
And also keep your eye out for level 2. We're taking it to a different level, higher, more intricate turn patterns, and a lot more sabor.
You just saw a teaser, so you get an idea of what it is. You can look for the preview at www.saborvallero.com.
That is SABORVALLERO.
So, we'll hope to see you on the dance floor. See you next time.
Thanks. Thank you for purchasing Cumbia con Sabor from Sabor Vallero, Rosie Coronado.
And Israel Coronado.
We hope you've enjoyed all our steps that we've taught to you today. These are all fundamental tools that will be there so that you can increase your cumbia knowledge.
Remember, practice makes perfect, okay? Don't get discouraged. Keep practicing it. If you have a partner, that would be the best thing to practice with that partner. And go and try it out there on the dance floor. It's a lot of fun.
And also keep your eye out for level 2. We're taking it to a different level, higher, more intricate turn patterns, and a lot more sabor.
You just saw a teaser, so you get an idea of what it is. You can look for the preview at www.saborvallero.com.
That is SABORVALLERO.
So, we'll hope to see you on the dance floor. See you next time.
Thanks.